Okay, let's get started. So, yeah, tonight we're going to talk about let's automate node dependency update. I'm very happy to be here at the Collaborator Summit in my first time. So let me introduce myself. I'm Marco Ippolito. I work at Nearform as a developer experience engineer. And also I'm a Node.js collaborator, active in security and the HTTP module. I'm from Italy. Now it's 1 a.m. So yeah, I'm going to be quiet as possible. So let's get started. Oh, so as you might know from the previous talk from Rafael and Michael, there were quite a few initiatives from the security working group this year. One of them was permission model that had great success, and yeah, it was amazing. And one of the other initiatives that you can find here, one of them is the automate dependency update. So basically what we are doing is, as the name suggests, automate the dependency update of all node dependencies, which are quite a few. Okay, but why do we want to do this? So yeah, the main reason is to ensure that all dependencies are up to date. So this allows to save a lot of time and effort. So later you will see some statistics, some data about how many pull requests are done for dependencies, and hundreds of them. So there are people who have opened hundreds, around like 300 pull requests in the past few years just to update dependencies. And that's a lot of effort. And also we want to reduce errors. We want to enhance project security. So we don't really have to mm, keep track of new patches because every week they will be updated. So that's that reduces a lot of area of attack of all dependencies, and basically it reduces all the human error because it's all automated. So, and another thing is it helps maintaining compatibility because if we update dependencies step by step, we ensure that the update is compatible with the previous one. While if we jump from one version to another measure, there might be breaking changes and it might require a lot of work. So let's see what have we done. So mostly there were four areas on which we focused. So the first of all is documentation, because our main goal is to have a document that keeps track of all dependencies. So to be clear and easy to understand which are the dependencies of the Node.js project. And second of all, we wanted to create update scripts that work manually, but also automatically. So if I need to update a dependency urgently, because for example, there is a urgent vulnerability that needs to be patched, I can do it manually. I don't need to wait for the automation to do its thing. And the third one is GitHub Actions. We're going to go in depth of all of them, so I'm just giving a quick overview. The third one is GitHub Actions. So we want to use GitHub Actions, which are quite handy for this stuff. And so they will run weekly and do a lot of operations that otherwise would have to be done manually. And that requires a lot of effort. And the fourth one, and it's backporting. So we want to backport dependency updates to previous release line, but we will go into that in a while. So documentation. So what have we done in the documentation side? So we created under the maintaining folder a document that basically keeps track of every single dependency, which are 22 currently in the V20 version. and basically describes what every dependency does and how to update it. And this is something that Node.js was lacking. And basically, it required on a sort of tribal knowledge to know exactly what every dependency was doing and how to update it. So having a document really helps a lot the community and also makes it easier to contribute and to fix problem. And also we wanted to create a folder where we store all the maintaining documents, which are basically documents that describe process to maintain a dependency or to do something, some maintenance work on the project. So we store everything in the same place, and obviously it's a good thing. So on the second one, we have update scripts. So as I said before, we created a bash script for every dependency. So we have the whole process automated. A few ones were quite tricky, for example, V8, but also we updated the old ones because in the past you need to manually input the version you want to target for that dependency update. And we basically automated. So every script search for the latest version and it downloads it and replace it into the deps folder. And we go to GitHub Actions. So we have a GitHub action that runs every Sunday morning at 5 a.m. So when everybody in Europe is sleeping, and basically runs all these scripts. And yeah, it checks if there are new dependencies on the upstream, and it will download them and replace in the deps folder. And also we have created some particular GitHub actions for complex update procedures. For example, OpenSSL required a complex workflow. Also V8 requires a complex workflow. So basically it's an extra step to ensure that the process runs smoothly. And it's also easier to maintain. Instead of having just one action, one big action for everything, we wanted to isolate special cases and take care of them separately. And at last, we have backports. This is an ongoing initiative, still ongoing. So if you want to help with that, please reach out. So basically what we want to do is when we have a new patch on a dependency, currently it only updates on the main branch. So what we want to do is to take that commit and bring it to another release line, for example, from main to 20 to 18 to 16, so that we can have also all the release lines up to date. And also we want to take care of dependencies that are no longer compatible with main, because, for example, they don't exist anymore on main, or they use a different measure. So basically, until now, they are a bit forgotten. So if nobody decided to backport or patch them manually, they will not be patched. And if there are vulnerabilities or security concerns, this might be a problem. So that's why we wanted to automate the backporting procedure and facilitate this whole process. So a bit of numbers right now. So I did a query on GitHub to see how things changed in the past years. So basically, what I did is search how many dependency PR were done in the past years. So in 2021, there were 193 closed pull requests that had in the title deps, which is the keyword for dependencies. And 0.5% of them were automated. So just one from the Dependabot. So all the work was done manually. So there were someone that took care of all of these dependencies manually, which is a lot of work. And we can see the progression here. In 2022, we have 24%, which is better, but not quite. As you can see, we have like 58 dependencies opened by bot because this whole dependency update initiative started in 2022, and it has been ongoing until now. It's still open, but we automated almost every dependency, so there's just one left. And as you can see, in 2023, 51% of all the dependencies were automated. And this trend is going to increase as things as we add more and more automation, more and more dependencies and backports. So this represents the great job that has been done. So I want to thank the security working group for all the work. And as you can see, this initiative, it was 22 pull requests from 4 contributors, which is Facu Tobias, Ranieri93, and me. And with this initiative, we brought into the Node project a new contributor, which is Ranieri. He made his first commit with a dependency update. And also, I want to do a big thank to Targos because he did basically take care of all the dependency update. He did something like 300 dependency update pull requests in the past few years. So that's a crazy amount of work that we have automated. And yeah, basically that's it. I'm trying to keep it short because very late tonight. And yeah, if there are any questions, I will read them in chat. Well, there are no questions. I'm very happy to be here, and I would like to thank you everybody, especially in Nearform, for all the work that has sponsored on the Node.js project. And big thank to everybody here tonight, and thanks a lot, guys.